Good morning, my name is Enoch Burke and I'm a teacher of German and History at Wilson's Hospital School in County Westmeath. I'm standing here today outside my local Bank of Ireland branch at Castlebar in County Mayo. This is my bank and I've just attempted to withdraw funds from this bank account, but with no success. The account is frozen by order of Judge Nolan in the High Court. This was on foot of an application made by the Attorney General, Mr. Rossa Fanning, and accompanied also by lawyers for the Minister for Finance, Mr. Pascal Donoghue, and the Minister for Education, Miss Helen McEntee. And I have the bank card here in my hand, but I can't withdraw any money. And I want to make clear that I received no notice whatsoever of this. This is my bank account. It's where I received my salary over the last 7 years. Today is payday, it's a Thursday, and normally today I would receive my salary for the previous 2 weeks' work ending on Friday. But today I have received nothing. As well as my bank account being raided, I've also not received any salary. That sum has been withheld. Now I had over 40,000, just over 40,000 euro in this bank account. That's a lot of money for someone of my generation. You might save about 5,000 euro a year on a full-time salary or so. This is the savings really of many years, a lot of money. And on top of that, as I said, not only can I not withdraw money from this account, which I would have used to pay bills and so on, but I don't have any salary. My teaching salary was my full-time, that was my money, that was my salary. And that was about, a bit in excess of 750 euro after tax per week. That has also been taken from me. I no longer have it. It's been taken from me by the courts. I want to say this is all unprecedented, to use a word from the lips of Senior Counsel Brian Kennedy for the Attorney General. Unprecedented. It's not normal. It's unheard of, in fact, to appoint a receiver. And a receiver has been appointed, Mr. Miles Kirby. But it's unheard of to appoint a receiver for future salary. But this has been done in this case. Something unheard of, something unprecedented. And I would say they're doing it all so righteously. They're doing it all so carefully. There are drug barons, as we know, and murderers and thieves walking freely on our streets, but all of the stops can be pulled out for me. Everything can be pulled out for me. Now, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a thief. All of this, of course, goes back to 2022. It goes back to 2022 when I was commanded by Principal Niamh McShane to use the they pronoun in Wilson's Hospital School to promote transgenderism within the school. And this was something, of course, I couldn't do. The ethos of Wilson's Hospital School is male and female. That's the ethos. I believe in that. I stood up for that ethos. But of course, I was taken from the school in September 2022 at the behest of the Board of Management by the guards to the Four Courts, and was taken from there to Mountjoy Prison, where over the course of 3 years I spent over 500 days. So that is the root of this whole matter. That's what it all goes back to. That I refused to be compelled into promoting an anti-Christian belief in the school where I was employed. I want to make clear this is happening in schools. This is what is happening in schools all throughout the country, and of course in the school where I worked. But children are being sexualized. Children are being sexualized. They're being told they can be pansexual, they can be bisexual, they can be non-binary. They're being told that they decide their own gender. That's an anti-Christian belief. That is an anti-Christian belief. And I am being penalized very simply today. I can't withdraw my money. I'm being penalized for refusing to teach an anti-Christian belief to students. Something that is an abuse of children, frankly, that's insanity. And what this is all about is an attempt to change the face of our country and to exalt LGBTQ plus ideology above Christian belief, to do away with religious belief altogether. That's what this is about. Children are being told they decide their gender. That is an anti-Christian belief. And it's not me that should be criminalized today. It is any teacher that would stand in front of a class and encourage young children to accept a belief that is anti-Christian. Now, as I've said, all of this is being done by the government. I want to be very clear on that. Mr. Rossa Fanning, the Attorney General, is a member of government. He sits at the cabinet table. And he was appointed as Attorney General in 2022 by Leo Varadkar. He's a friend of Leo Varadkar, whose lifestyle, of course, wouldn't be my own. This man is a millionaire, I'm told. He has loads of money. He's well remunerated, as is the Minister for Finance, Mr. Paschal Donohoe, on a salary of €211,000, along with the Minister for Education, Ms. Helen McEntee, on the same salary. So these people are loaded. They have plenty of money. When they take a flight, remember, they don't pay for it themselves. It's all paid for. They're well looked after. And we saw recently Micheál Martin sitting in America laughing about the housing crisis, laughing about people of my generation who can't afford a house. Some of them maybe think they'll never be able to afford a house. That's a laughing matter to Micheál Martin. We heard also Mr. Paschal Donohoe, the same Minister for Finance, who is stripping me of my assets. We heard him say about a person in America who was telling the truth about America, saying that, you know, his heart sank, his heart was weak, his heart fell. But his heart didn't fall when I was languishing in prison for 500 days. His heart didn't fall then. His heart didn't fall when people in this country were stripped of their right to a religious belief. Were told they could no longer have a Christian belief, that they went to jail if they had a Christian belief. His heart didn't fall then. Now this man, Mr. Rossa Fanning, he has said there's no evidence it will mean hardship for Enoch Burke, this stripping of assets. No evidence it will mean any hardship. I would just say simply that's an astounding statement for an Attorney General to make. Not surprising perhaps when you think of these people, the plush lifestyles they live, the money, the remuneration. Not surprising, but that's an astounding statement for an Attorney General to make and a judge to accept. But of course, we don't have judges anymore in this country. Judge David Nolan, he called in the Attorney General, called in the ministers and the personnel of the various departments so that he wouldn't have to do any work himself and he'd just have to sign the dotted line. And I want to finish simply by saying that the travesty in this whole matter is the silence of the church. In my school, the ethos over the door is God made them male and female. But when I stood up for that ethos, when I stood up for this, I was jailed. And the church stood by silently. The church leaders standing by silently, as around this country, in every school, children are sexualized, they're taught transgenderism in every classroom. This morning, Thursday, as I speak, children are being taught that. They're being taught they must accept it, they must bow to it, they've no choice in the matter, and the people who could solve this whole matter are standing by silently. Nothing to say. These church leaders, betrayers of Christ, deniers of Christ. You know, I believed in the ethos of Wilson's Hospital School, where I'm employed. I stood up for it. The motto of my school is res non verba. It's actions, not words. And I said, I will take action. I won't just say I'm a Christian. I won't just say I have a belief in the closet. I will stand up. I will say no. And I stood up. I took action by saying, no, this is not acceptable. This is not the ethos of the school. So just to finish with that, I'm here today, add to my bank account. But you know, truth will win in the end. Truth can be trampled into the ground, but it'll rise up from it. And a true Christian cannot be compelled or deterred or intimidated from standing up for what is right. Truth will win in the end.